Hello and welcome to Fit to Box channel. I'm Simon and I am here today watching Triple G versus Canelo 3, and we start off and we have got the national anthems. We've got Triple G's national anthem here. Okay, the guy with a Triple G dressing gown on, who is he's very animated as he sings the national anthem of Kazakhstan for Triple G. Not a tune that I really recognise, and not many of that crowd will be joining in with this national anthem, but this guy is really into it. So welcome, as always. I try and get up in the morning, set the alarm, and it is 20 past 4 UK time, and like many people in the UK who are boxing fanatics, I've got up at this ungodly hour to watch a big fight. So yeah, rest of my family's upstairs, I've come down, and I did go through a period where I didn't get up, and I used to watch them at 9 o'clock in the morning. The only problem with that, of course, is you run a very high risk these days of finding out the result before, because as you're trying to search for a decent sort of YouTube sort of bit of footage, normally the thumbnail will tell you who's won, and of course you don't really want that. So anybody you old enough out there who remembers the Likely Lads, look up the episode where they're trying to avoid the football result. It's a classic episode. No spoilers here, but yeah, look that up, Likely Lads and football match result, and that will give you an indication of the sort of thing that you have to go through when you're trying to watch boxing in the morning at 9 o'clock, especially with social media. It's just ridiculous. Everyone tells you the result. So now, who's this? I presume this is the American national anthem again. Watch many of these. Oh no, it's not the American national anthem. Of course it's not. It's a Mexican national anthem. Okay. Attractive lady singing, and suddenly the screen's gone off. I'm not pleased with that. Yeah. So the Mexican national anthem being sung by this lady. She's got a good voice. Of course, I have no idea if she's even singing the right words, but she must be. Yeah, Canelo in his dressing room with his no boxing, no life gloves on, in white with metallic green on the thumb and red, and it's got like the Canelo Alvarez like logo here, and he's in his dressing room sort of like this. For some reason I thought that it'd be playing God Save the King, and I don't know why I thought that. I think I forgot that neither of them was from England, and obviously with the Queen passing away, I thought we might be singing God Save the King for the first time, because of course it was God Save the Queen. But yeah, that's how early it is in the morning. I can't even remember the nationalities. Anyway, we got Michael B. Jordan of Creed fame, who is in the ring, and then we're just going round, panning round, having a look at the crowd, and the crowd there. She gave a good rendition of that. She had some massive shoulder pads. I don't know why, unless it's traditional Mexican dress. I don't know, not sure. Anyway, now David Diamante is doing the sort of announcing, and I do like David Diamante. He's very good. But normally, oh right, the American national anthem now. maybe they will do the English national anthem. They're doing them all. Let's have a look at this. This guy here. He's got a good voice. Yeah. And he's not trying to overdo it either, which is good. Lovely. I think that would be a baritone voice this guy's got. But yeah, he's singing it nice actually. Canelo versus Triple G 3. Brilliant. I haven't seen any pictures of Gennady Golovkin yet. Yeah. He's giving a good rendition. Michael B. Jordan is trying to pretend that he knows the words, but quite obviously he doesn't know the words. But a lot of the crowd do. So he's just going through this. There's a special belt by the WBC in the background. And as I say, David Diamante, he doing the announcing. And for a big, massive fight, he normally steps aside and either Buffer or Jimmy Lennon Jr. comes in. And I don't think that is going to happen at this stage because he has announced sort of the opening thing, unless they sort of boot him out at this stage, which would be pretty unceremonious, I would say. But is that Jimmy Lennon Jr. there that I can see? Okay, well, Triple G is now walking to the ring in his blue and gold dressing gown. He looks serious. Jonathan Banks with him by his side. Again, he looks serious. Jonathan Banks with the Air Jordan sign. He's also got, I can't tell what it is, but he has got like some sort of hat thing on the top there, something to do with training. Anyway, so Triple G is striding towards the ring, and David Diamante has kept the job. He looks like he's enjoying himself, and he's announcing Gennady Golovkin. Brilliant. I'm quite pleased for him actually, because as I say, normally he'll do the whole of the card, and then suddenly the big boys are drafted in. But of course, the big boys are getting quite old now, Buffer and Jimmy Lennon Jr. So it may be time to bring in a new boy. Not that David Diamante is young. I don't think he is. I think he's not really young. But they have to hand this sort of job to an experienced announcer. They've got like a little montage of Triple G. Oh my God. It actually in the words put, "Don't cheat ever." Wow, that is a direct sort of indication that Triple G thinks that Canelo is cheating. So first of all, it said never vacate or something like that, and then it said never cheat. Do it for justice, Triple G. Honestly, he has proper gone in there, and Triple G has always been quite respectful, but that has caused quite a few boos in the audience, because in that little montage that was on the massive screens above the ring, he directly said that he thinks that Canelo Alvarez is basically a drug cheat. Wow, that's really surprised me. He obviously means business. That was amazing, really. So he's walking towards the ring. He's got his black and white, or black and silver, Grant boxing gloves, and he obviously believes that Canelo Alvarez is a cheat. He obviously does, because there's no way that he would have put that on there. I know they said about sort of the Mexican beef, and allegedly, we have to say in these things. But yeah, obviously he went up the divisions so easily, and then he was very publicly called out there without Gennady Golovkin saying a word, which was clever. But I think Canelo Alvarez, he must have seen that. He must have seen that. He don't look happy. He does not look happy. He looks very annoyed. So if he hasn't seen that, surely one of his team would have seen that. They look pretty somber, but I have to say, Canelo Alvarez looks really, really annoyed. Yeah, you can only imagine if he has found out that that's been put on the screen. You can only imagine what he's now thinking. He will be raging inside, which, you know, there's two schools of thought. Either, you know, don't cheat, or he'll be annoyed that he's been accused of cheating when he's not. So, yeah, he did very easily move up the divisions, and there is a big question mark there. People always say that I don't like Mexican gloves for some reason. I love Mexican gloves. They're just a bit rougher than a lot of gloves out there. I did one video about no boxing, no life, and I didn't like the first training gloves. People thought I was anti-Mexican, which I'm not, and I'm certainly not anti-Canelo. I think he's an amazing boxer. Alright, okay. And Canelo, what the F have you done these past few years is what's come on his. And he's put 3 divisions simultaneous, 4 times world champion. So what he's basically doing, undisputed super middleweight, he's basically sort of saying, what have you done, Triple G, in these past few years, while I've been doing all this other stuff. Again, Canelo's come out fighting, again in his video. So, this is really showing the spite. This is really showing the needle that is between these pair. I mean, Gennady Golovkin always very sort of respectful. Now we've got a mariachi band. How many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. And I don't know if that's the standard lineup for a mariachi band. It might be. Or whether you could have a mariachi band with 3. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's 11. And then there's a guy who's singing him in. And in the corridor. And then it's got King in the sort of the graphics behind him. Yeah, this is nice. The mariachi band all in like a green khaki. It's all good. It's all good. So this is all part of the build-up. Canelo Alvarez in a beautiful poncho, I think I would say, with the logo in silver, red, white, a little bit of green, and his no boxing, no life boxing gloves, and his Asics boots, which are beautiful, and those ones where they got the folds over at the top. And he is literally standing next to the singer, and he's just waiting to come in. His logo's all around the stadium, and he's literally walking. Oh, yeah, he's being serenaded to the ring. And I'm on DAZN. Now I pay, how much do I pay? £7.99 for DAZN, and for this I had to pay an extra £9.99, which, as you know, sticks in my throat a little bit, because the DAZN platform was launched to us here in the UK as it was going to be a subscription service, and that was going to be it, and you get all the big fights. I think what they had to do was they had to look at their sort of model at some point and say, we need more money, and that's what they've done. I do know that it's significantly cheaper in the UK than it is in America, and it's cheaper in the UK than it is in Europe. Alvarez just got to the ring there and through the ropes, does his little duck thing through the ropes, and he's now in, and he's just lifting his fist up to the crowd. And I wonder if well, that was as he went round then like that, one of the officials waved to him, Canelo Alvarez. I hope that's not an indication of things to come. Anyway, I forget what the official's name is. He looks a bit like George Bush Jr. I think his name's Jay Nady, might be. Anyway, I don't think he's a relation to George Bush. Looks a little bit like him. Okay, so David Diamante now starting his introductions, and the WBC belt that's in the background, of course, looks very Mexican. I think it's Mexican Independence Weekend. So that belt, obviously the WBC being a Mexican organisation, the belt is very Mexican. Will that be going back with Triple G, or is it made for Canelo Alvarez? And in the corner, Triple G, he's 40 years old. People have made a lot of that about the fact that he's 40 years old. In his last fight, he did look like he was a little jaded, a little weaker than he has been. You know, but he's always been in shape. He's never been out of shape. And there is some people out there that say that he's never lost, really. I know that he didn't get the second decision against Alvarez. There's people out there that believe he won that fight. And there's definitely people out there, including myself, that think that the first fight, which was a draw, was Triple G's fight, which was taken from him. That was awful, really. And all of that time, I think Triple G has Dave Moretti, David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfield. So I wonder if that guy who I saw, oh no, Russell Mora is the referee. So Jay Nady, I'm sure it's Jay Nady, he must have done some refereeing earlier. I was asleep. I didn't watch the undercard. I just wanted to get up for this. Got a big day of boxing myself tomorrow. Well, I'm not boxing myself, but we got two lads from the gym boxing tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon. So I'll get up for this and then I'll go back to sleep. Today we had a young man we took to Manchester and had a skills bout. Really did well. Did great for the club. Young Joe Smith. He's one for the future. He did really well. So hopefully he'll start to have proper full bouts as opposed to skills bouts. Now, skills bouts, of course, is no winner, and it's almost like an introduction for young boxers in the UK. So, just introducing. Now you've got Triple G, who looks very, very professional, very, very serious. 42, 1-1 with 37 KOs from Kazakhstan. And then in the background, his brother there, who apparently his brother was a very good boxer himself, and it was almost like they had to choose that one of them had got to go forward to be a boxer, almost like they couldn't afford for both of them to do it, and it was almost like they just had to choose, and they chose Triple G over his brother. But I believe his brother was equally as talented, but I haven't seen anything of his brother, but I think I saw that on like a documentary sometime. Okay, just being introduced. Looks like there's a few Kazakhstan flags there as well. Kazakhstan. You know, I'm not sure I could point out Kazakhstan on a map. That's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? But there you go. There you go. It's one of them places. Then we have got the introduction of Canelo Alvarez, who the new belt that this is going for, they're standing next to him, and behind that is two lovelies, and behind that is the WBC president. Already that looks bad. Surely they should be in the middle. I don't know why they've done that, because it's not his belt yet. That's not good. That's not good. I just hope that they're fair when it comes to the judges. My prediction was Triple G on points, although many people feel that it will be Canelo, either by late stoppage or points. So I am going against, as I sometimes like to do, I am going against popular opinion. And I've stuck my neck out, I've gone on Instagram, and I've said Triple G on points. I hope that the judges and the WBC are fair, in the same way that when he fought Bivol, I was very concerned when he fought Bivol that he was going to be shafted, I think is the word. Right, I need to get a piece of paper. I'll do this every time. You get a piece of paper and get the scores. I'm back. Right, okay, let's write this out then. So we've got, I'm going to put Canelo, Triple G. You can get apps for this sort of stuff where it adds it all up. No, old school. Here we go. Just probably write this out as I'm going along. Okay, I like to score it. Sometimes you can't tell, sometimes with the close rounds, you can go either way. But let's see, they're just about to start now. Round 1. What are we on? 21 minutes. I always have to decide whether or not I include the first bit with these videos. I understand they've both come out, and Triple G is sort of taken. They're both in the centre of the ring actually, and yeah, red trunks of Canelo with a big wide white waistband, and his No Boxing No Life white, green, metallic green and red gloves with his beautiful Mizuno. Actually, I thought that was Asics. No, they're Mizuno with the flaps over boots. Beautiful boots they are. Golovkin in white with original Nike Hyper KO white and gold boots, and his black and silver and white Grant boxing gloves. And it's a feeling out round where Gennady is just pumping the jab out, and then Canelo come forward with a few punches there, nothing really landed. Okay, and he's just a bit out of range there. And again, Gennady just pumping that jab out and moving backwards, making Canelo Alvarez miss. This is a very interesting fight. I mean, for the interest of balance, I would love, from a history point of view, for the trilogy to be first fight draw, second fight Canelo, third fight Triple G. I think that is the perfect scenario for me. And I'm a fan of both of these guys, but I have to say Triple G is my favourite out the two. And I do think that Canelo Alvarez is tainted by the Mexican beef sort of scandal, which has almost been tried to be covered over in history. But of course, Triple G, from that sort of opening thing, he still believes that that is the case. Okay, lots of head movement from Canelo, and really just pumping out of the jab and a rear hand there. It looks like there's been some bleeding in that ring earlier on the ring canvas, the blue ring canvas, with Hennessy in the middle there. Yeah, and this is a very feeling out round. Canelo Alvarez sort of has now took the centre of the ring, and Golovkin just pumping out that jab. Okay, this is a close round. Be interesting to see what they think of this round. I think Triple G's probably done a little bit more, but yeah, I'm gonna go Triple G. Although that was a close round, I just think he was the one that was throwing the jab out, and Canelo seemed to be missing a little bit. So back to the corner cam, sponsored by. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So they all seem pretty calm in that corner after the first round. I'll just carry on writing out my list. Should have done this earlier, really. I've been very busy. Got a lot on my mind. Yeah. So on his gloves, he's got Canelo on the thumb, and yeah, I think it's quite a cool brand. No Boxing No Life, I really do. And they've got D&G tracksuits in that corner, and there's Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle. Yeah, in the crowd. Round 2. Okay. Yeah, round 26. If you're counting it as a sort of through the trilogy. Big hook and a miss there by Canelo, but I think this is one of these where I think it might set fire at any moment. Such good high level boxing technicians, both of these guys, and any young boxers out there need to watch these guys and copy what they do, because they're very, very skilled. Good jab straight through there by Canelo, right through the middle. By Triple G, straight through the middle onto Canelo's face. Another swing and a miss, another miss and a miss by Canelo. Glancing jab, maybe another glancing jab by Canelo. Another glancing jab, only tapping, but there's sort of 3 there, I think, that scored. It's a battle of the jabs at the minute, with the occasional sort of swing, which Triple G appears to just be able to evade at this point. And Canelo just went for the little feint, but he didn't fully follow through with it, and he's just stalking his man. So Triple G coming up in weight. He's been a career middleweight, in the same way that sort of a Marvin Hagler was stayed at one weight. And at the minute, in this round for me, he's been getting through some nice little effective jabs right through the guard of Triple G, and they're definitely point scoring. So this for me so far is a Canelo round. Again, it's like a game of chess. This same as the first 2 fights. The first 2 fights were very game of chessy, where the one would do something and the other would counter, then the other would counter back. High level of boxing skill in there. And both of them, you can tell both of them are concentrating like they've never concentrated before. Again, that little fast jab by Canelo just seems to be just picking up the points in this round for me. Yeah, there is a lot of people that have written Golovkin off, and surprised me actually that they have. Let's be honest. In his mind, I think he probably thinks that he's still undefeated, because he certainly doesn't believe that Canelo's beat him in either of the first 2 fights. So I watched a documentary, and I think it was his brother who was saying, at the end of the round there, I think it was his brother that was saying that they don't even consider Canelo to be like a top level fighter. They just think he's like an average fighter. That's how they look at him. I don't agree with that. I think that he is a top level fighter. Of course he is. Right, okay, I'm going Canelo 10 and Triple G 9. So I have it 1-1 at this point in proceedings. I'm just hoping that, like in some fights recently, the first 4 rounds haven't been filled in by some judges in favour of Canelo, or in favour of the favoured fighter by the particular organisation. That's allegedly again, but we do see it. Good big long hook there, where he does this hook, Canelo, where it looks like he's going to aim for the body and goes for the head, and then the next highlight is exactly the same, but from Canelo doing it. These two are so good and so close when it comes to the skill. Absolutely superb. On DAZN, I did have the choice of whether or not to have the UK commentary or the American, and I did opt for the UK. I think they do a good job over here when it comes to commentating. So it's round 3 started again. Looks like a jab keeps pumping out from Triple G. It's good. It is good. This is a good fight. So technical, and good hook there by Canelo. Old Gennadi's looking like he's got a little bit of receding going on. He may have to go the fit to box route and get rid of that and take years off him. But yeah, that sort of balding that he's getting here doesn't help when you look at him and you think it does make you realise how old he is. 40 years old. But as I say, he has kept himself in shape all this time. But 40 years old is 40 years old. Canelo is, I think he's 32 or 33, but he has had like 60 odd fights or 60 fights. So he's, when it comes to ring, not wear, because I don't think he's had loads of ring wear, but certainly 60 fights is a lot. I think he was a professional when he was 15, so he has been in the game a hell of a long time himself. Triple G with his white shorts and the big Triple G, I just think that's a great thing, great sort of nickname and great sort of logos that he's got. I think Canelo so far this round, for me, he just landed a little bit more, but occasionally that jab, both of them seem to be able to land the jab with relative ease. Canelo sort of walked away then as if he was a bit frustrated, but no, he's still moving, he's still moving his head, still stalking down his man. But it's not like one has definitely took the centre of the ring. It seems to be changing back and forth. Yeah, so there will be some people out there that will think that my prediction of Triple G on points is ridiculous. But I don't think you could ever say that picking Triple G to win a fight is ridiculous. But they might be right. He might be just too old. He definitely looked less in his last fight. In this fight, of course, he's gone up a weight, so he'll be sort of a bit more, bit less drained, I think, than he was in his last one. That was end of the round, and I'm going to give that to Canelo. So I got it 2-1 so far. Very technical. It is not set fire yet. I'm hoping it does soon. So the corner team doing their work. 3 people in the corner, plus the cameraman, plus the inspector who's sort of making sure everything is above board. Eddie Renaso, and also Renaso's dad, Chepo, and someone called Carlos Barragan, yeah, and Derek King. It says Derek King as well. I can only see 3 though. Don't know where the other one is. No idea where the other one is. Must be standing down by the side of the ring. Anyway, Canelo looking across, and Triple G's face is marking up already. Yeah, like that's the punches that are coming through from those no boxing, no life boxing gloves. A little bit of redding going on for Triple G. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think already the UK commentators are indicating that they feel that Canelo is now starting to take over in this fight. And I think that's more from the fact that you can see the marking up on the face of Canelo, which clearly, obviously, that's points and punches that have been landed and scored. They're both sort of changing levels. They're both moving their head. They're both going head and body. They're both using the jab. They're both, blocking. Canelo is using more power hooks, I would say. And the straights, the more sort of little straights coming from Triple G. Again, try to wing a shot in against the arm. I wonder if he's trying to use that tactic he did against Callum Smith, where he actually detached Callum Smith's bicep on his arm by wailing in those big shots to the arms. Golovkin just still pumping that jab out, just missed. Good head movement there by Canelo. Again, he's very, very good to watch. Oh, good shot there, I think, by Canelo. They're in the middle of the ring, and just like trying their best stuff and seeing how the other person reacts. It's this is one for the boxing purists. This really is. I think the younger generation that likes their highlights. I think this is the sort of thing that they miss out on. The watching of a 12-round fight in full and seeing how it unfolds. It's subtle. It's little things that happen, which I think the younger generation now, in the main, I think they are very much, their attention span is they want to just see the highlights, and I think that they will miss out on that. Same when it's a football game, English football game, or even American football game. You know, if you're watching the whole thing minute by minute, you do get it's a really nice feeling to watch when you're watching live sport. And you miss out on it if you just wake up in the morning, put YouTube on and look at the highlights. Especially some of the highlights as well are awful. I mean, I watched some highlights from one fight the other week, and I think the guy had been knocked down 3 times, and the highlights didn't show any of it. To be honest, I'm going to give that round to Canelo as well. I'm going to give that to Canelo. I think so far, my prediction might be off. I think my confidence and my trust in Golovkin, in his training, it may very well be that Father Time may have caught up with him. Don't get me wrong, he's not been outclassed, but at this point I've got Canelo 3-1 up. I just think that Canelo's just doing a little bit more. So there was a straight through the middle of his guard. I mean, you know, if someone's doing a jab, surely he should be able to catch that jab, not just go like that and take the shot. It's bizarre. I don't want to criticise these guys, because, you know, I never ever could get anywhere near as good as these guys as boxers. But it does surprise me that, you know, so easily a shot like that gets through. Round 5 of 12 now, and I think Triple G seems to have been started this round a little busier. But now Canelo is definitely on the front foot, coming forward. There is markings up now appearing on Triple G. Yeah, and I think Canelo is at this point looking like he's too powerful, looking like he's too strong, looking like he's too youthful. So yeah, he's looking old. He is. I agree. And you know, sometimes with my predictions, I like to go against the grain. I like to stir things up a little bit. But I think the people before that were saying that they thought that Triple G was too old, that may well be the case. At this stage, I might be wrong. Yeah, he's carrying a bit extra. Obviously, he's never fought at 168. He's just saying about sort of a documentary there, the making of Canelo, on DAZN. And I think DAZN is very good, actually. I don't like to pay extra on top of the subscription, but if you look at the documentaries and stuff on there, I think it is good value for money. Okay, and they're sort of indicating to the ref there. Yeah. So Canelo on the scorecard of Chris Mannix is 40-36 up. I haven't got that. I've got like Triple G did win the first, but I suspect that the scorecards will probably be that. Okay, a little stumble there by Triple G. How this is shaping up, this could shape up that this could be quite a sad occasion to see, and I'm already feeling a little bit sorry for Triple G here. being a life career Triple G fan, I think he's looking old in there. He's looking old in there. So unless he can do something, yeah, surprisingly one-sided is what the commentators are saying, and I am going to give that. To Canelo. Yeah, there comes a time in every fighter's career where that it's almost like they go old overnight, and I don't think Triple G's gone old overnight because there was indications in that last fight. Obviously they had sort of the COVID layoff as well, but here, yeah, a little stumble there by Golovkin, and highlight here, big hook by Canelo, and Triple G just doesn't look like he's got the punch resistance that he used to have, and round 6. It's still an interesting fight, but so far for me, Canelo is comfortable. Yeah, complete control. I agree with that. Come on, Gennady. He needs to visit the well just once more. And the trouble is the well dry? And now I think Canelo sort of senses it as well. I think he senses that the guy in front of him is not the same guy that he faced in the first couple of fights. This might be one where they've just left it a little bit too long for Gennady. And the more the rounds go on, and the wetter his hair gets, and the more he looks like he's receding, and the older he looks, and the more punches he seems to have, he's still coming back. He's still competitive, but he definitely is looking old now. And you can tell from my voice, I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad to see such a great champion decline. Lovely left hook to the body by Canelo. Triple G's still in it, definitely still in it, but from my scorecard, I've only given one round so far. Yeah, and stalking him down now, I think, Canelo. Yeah, he's coming forward, he's landing shots. Yeah. And some big power punches coming from Canelo. It's almost like, I'm not going to say a procession, but good shot. Just as I say that, a lovely little uppercut by Triple G. He's still in there. He needs to start winning some rounds. Also, the effect of Canelo's punches, they just look like they're having more of an effect as he lands them. Yeah, razor sharp Canelo, I agree again with that. And there's some real needle between these two. And the crowd seems like there's, I'm not going to say boos. Yeah, but there's almost like a few. The atmosphere is almost like a few bit of jeers, really. Yeah, I'm going Canelo again. Looks like I stuck my neck out and I've got it wrong. Because he just looks old in there. Okay, now they're showing some little montage of Conor Benn with Nigel Benn, sort of pictures of Nigel Benn being sort of put onto his head and his body. Obviously the Nigel Benn, the Eubank Jr. versus Benn Born Rivals, October the 8th at the O2 Arena. That's coming through. Jonathan Banks sort of trying to indicate to Gennady, move your head a bit more. This could, I think he could get stopped here. Yeah, comfortable for Canelo. I'll have no issues with the scorecards at this point. If they did say it was all Canelo, Triple G needs to do something, and I don't think it's there to do. I don't think it's there anymore, and that is sad. It's very, very sad. Yeah, the power just seems to be with Canelo. Canelo coming down, I thought that might have affected him. And in my pre-fight prediction, I thought maybe that coming down might have affected him in the same way that, like a Roy Jones Jr. when he came down. But yeah, unfortunately, I looked at how Triple G was in the build-up, and he looked so good. He looked so good. But I think what he was masking was he's old. He's old. He's 40 years old, and I think Father Time. It's such a shame with COVID, really, the last couple of years, because if this fight was a couple of years ago, I think it would have been a much better, more competitive fight. You know, I'm talking here like it's totally one-sided. It's not totally one-sided in that it's just like a beating, but you know, when you look at the rounds, it does look like you can't give the round to Canelo, to Triple G. Yeah, big shots again. A big hook comes in. I think there may very well be. Yeah, may very well be a point where Gennady Golovkin's brother or Jonathan Banks turns around and stops this fight. Round 7. Yeah, a movement just doesn't look like it's there. Yeah. I think Canelo will try and stop him. He did say he wanted to stop him, and I don't think there was any way that he would have stopped him before. I mean, Gennady Golovkin is just still putting stuff together. Yeah, it's the odd single shot that lands and you think, oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? It ain't over yet, but it looks like. Yeah, it looks comfortable. It looks comfortable. Yeah, and I am as well. I'm looking at the scorecard with disbelief as well. Yeah. Yeah, what a shame. What a shame if this is. I think this is the story of the fight. I think this is the story of the fight. I think Alvarez is just bigger, stronger, younger, and fresher. I think Triple G is aged. I'm not going to say overnight, but he's certainly aged in the last 2 or 3 years. To the point where it's just there's Canelo's level and Triple G's level is just underneath that level. And I think they'll try and close the show now. I do. I think that they'll try and get some big power shots in and see if they can stop him. And I would hate to see that, actually. I don't want to see Triple G stopped. I'd like to see him raise his game for the last sort of. Well, it's round 8 now. So he's got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got 5 rounds. But on my scorecard, he needs a knockout, I would say, because I don't think he's done enough in the previous rounds. Canelo Alvarez stepping forward. Still the jab from Gennady. You know, you can't doubt Gennady Golovkin's quality, but ultimately, ultimately I don't think he's fresh enough. And I'd like to see after this, win or lose, I think I'd like to see him retire after this. It's just you know, I just don't know whether it's there or a shame. So you can see in the corner, Jonathan Banks is talking to somebody, but we didn't hear what he was saying here on our commentary. Yeah, he does. He does. He looks concerned about what's coming back. Whereas before, in the first 2 fights, he didn't. It was sort of, very give and take. Yeah. Canelo looks like he could hurt Triple G. Triple G at this stage doesn't look like he could hurt Canelo. Yeah, he's got an answer for everything so far. Canelo, Triple G's legs don't look as sturdy as they used to. So I'll be quite happy to admit I was wrong after this, because quite clearly I am. My initial hope that Golovkin could make the trilogy, even it up in terms of the result, I think he's too old. He's too old. That is the problem here. There's only so many fights in people, and I think that this is just a too high a level at this age for Triple G. Yeah, he's tried to do that left hook. I've seen him knock people out with that left hook. But Canelo just looks so strong. So strong. Yeah, the crowd seem quite subdued. At the end of every round, Triple G sort of goes like this and nods his head, but yeah. Yeah, and each of these close rounds, I am giving them to Canelo. I'm saying close rounds, but it doesn't feel, the feeling of the fight, it doesn't feel like it's close. It feels wide to Canelo, who is. It's a good jab there by Triple G, and a good backhand by Triple G, and then a comeback with a big wide hook by Canelo. It's just the power of the punches of Canelo. Looks like he's just making more of a dent in the other guy. So Triple G might be landing some nice shots, but Canelo's looks like it's a more damaging shot. So for all the little jabs that are landed by, or little shots that are landed by Triple G, the big power, the eye-catching stuff, the damaging stuff, looks like it's coming from Canelo. And Triple G now is trying to work with those little hooks and left hooks in there. He's definitely still trying to do it. What a warrior he is. What a great champion he's been. Again, this guy has got a total shutout, 80 to 72 after 8 rounds. I gave Triple G the first round, but whether or not the judges would have given it him, they may well have not. Yeah. I'm impressed with Canelo. He lost to Bivol. He's now sort of come back. I just said about being hit at the back of the head, touching gloves, as if like Triple G had hit him in the back of the head. I didn't see that. Yeah. So the younger, fresher man, stronger man, bigger man. I think naturally, Triple G is the bigger man. But he is coming on a little bit more now. It's like, I think Triple G realises that he's got to do something, which is good. Has he left it too late? I think he has. I think he has left it too late. But maybe he's going to show something now. He's certainly, I think, a little bit more positive in this round, round 9. He looks more serious. Canelo backing off a little bit, and then Canelo walking forward. Yeah, good shot by Gennady Golovkin. Come on, Golovkin, come on. I would love it, in the words of Kevin Keegan for my UK fans. I would love it if Gennady Golovkin won this fight. But Canelo comes back with a couple of beautiful shots. Good response by Canelo. Golovkin definitely this round has tried to go a little bit more, tried to wind it up, in and out. I'm going to give this to Golovkin. I don't care. Even that people might scoff, but I'm giving that to Golovkin. I'm giving that to Golovkin. And I'm buoyed. You can tell I'm buoyed. I want Triple G to win. There is a part of me that believes that, you know, without going against Canelo and his skill and what he's achieved, but there is always a question mark against Canelo because of the Mexican beef thing. The fact that Triple G called it out in that intro video tells me that Triple G definitely believes that as well. The fairness, the sportsman in me always wants a clean athlete to win, and I'm not saying that Canelo Alvarez is winning because of that. I'm you know, but that's my feeling. And my feeling is, I mean, looking at the highlights here, it was Canelo again. I've given that to Triple G. Maybe I'm hoping. Maybe I'm wishing. I think I am. I definitely am. I think I'm realising as I'm watching this how much I really do like Triple G, and how some of these rounds have been sad to see. Yeah, I think it was maybe a round where Canelo switched off, maybe a round where Triple G just upped it a little bit. But good shot there by Golovkin again. I would love him to come back. This would be like Cinderella time if Triple G could do something in rounds 10, 11 or 12 of this contest. I don't think he can. But he's really got to do something. He's such a high level competitor though. You can see the skill. The skill is still there. I mean, beautiful left hook there. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. There was a body shot that sunk in there by Canelo, and I think Triple G felt that. He really did. And it's late on in the fight now, so them sort of shots are going to be like, you don't want to take them. Yeah. Yeah, Canelo has done very, very well. I've got to give him his due as a fighter, and he does accept all challenges. I mean, the last fight he lost to Bivol, he could easily have picked an easier fight. He didn't do that, and now he's in there with Triple G for the third fight in the trilogy. I do take my hat off to Canelo for that, and I do really like Canelo as well as a boxer. I really do. I think his skill level is something to behold, and yeah. But Golovkin still, yeah, he's doing Well, I mean, Golovkin, I think, is doing better now than he was a few rounds ago. Yeah, we should have seen this before. We haven't. We didn't. Yeah, good body shot there by Canelo. Straight body shot, straight through. Heads come together a little bit there. Oh, end of the round. End of the round. There's a bit of a head clash at the end there. I'm going to give it Canelo. Round 10. Yeah, I think definitely with my prediction, it was my heart wanting Triple G to get younger, and people don't get younger, they get older. So yeah, bit sad. He's definitely wide, he's definitely wide on the cards, Canelo. They must be very comfortable in that corner. Just looking at the highlights here. A jab from Triple G, 2 jabs from Triple G, 3 jabs from Triple G, and then no response by Canelo in that highlight. Normally there's a big hook response. Yeah, but not nearly enough. Right, they've touched gloves there. I think that's because the heads come together. I think these guys do respect each other. I don't think they like each other. I definitely think they respect each other. Triple G coming out. Yeah, sparked a reaction there. He put a bit of effort in, sparked a reaction, and now Triple G seems to be up in it now in round 11. I think it might be too late. I think he's putting it all out there now. Yeah, so hard. How do you? I mean, the Bivol beating of Canelo was a systematic round after round building up of the points, beating, and even that on the scorecards was closer than I thought it should have been. But yeah, I think Canelo's just too strong. It's too strong. You can see, as much as the quality that the Triple G lands, then the quality plus power is given back. And I don't think there'll be any complaints, or there can't be any complaints from Triple G if this goes to points. Yeah, Golovkin has got to do something now, and really Canelo could coast to victory really here. He's got that many rounds in the bag. He could just keep nice and tidy, keep nice and safe, and cruise to a victory. He's still trying to throw in them big uppercuts, Canelo. Good head movement. Triple G is the one that has to force the pace. Again, a little bit of jeering going on. It sounds like in the crowd it hasn't been the classic. Short left hook in the clinch there by Golovkin. Yeah, trying to rough him up a little bit. Yeah, Canelo seems to have he's comfortable. Obviously, he knows. Looks like he's picked up some damage on the right eye, but I think that was the headbutt at the end of the last round more than anything. Yeah, and he isn't taking any chances. Golovkin has got all the work to do, and I don't think he's got enough time. Right, I'm gonna give that to Triple G. Giving him very little over the rounds. Yeah. There's one round left, and I just don't think that Triple G is going to be able to knock him out. And I think that is what he's going to have to do if he's to beat Canelo Alvarez today. And No, I don't think so. I don't think that that's going to happen. The official has got a flat top. I used to have a flat top in the 80s. People can't believe that I used to have hair, but I did. One stage I had hair down here. But yeah, in the 80s I had a flat top, like your man here in 2022. I can't believe it. He probably had a flat top in the 80s as well. He's just kept it. Okay. Yeah, round 12. Yeah, boxed very well in the first 8 rounds. Canelo Alvarez just seemed younger, fresher, stronger. And now I think Triple G is going to really go for it this round, and I think Canelo will match him. A little bit of warning, the head's coming in. Yeah, I'd like to see this last time Triple G fight actually. He's give everything. He's give everything to the sport, and he's ending on a high in terms of event, if not performance. Yeah. He's got his head in there. He's trying to rough Canelo up a little bit in the clinches, and we haven't seen any of this during the first 2 fights or up to this point. But it's almost like he's trying to get a little bit rough in there. And of course, it's a different tactic, but it's a tactic too late for me. By Triple G, and I don't think he's stronger than Alvarez either. So, sort of infighting, sort of roughness, I don't think that's really the tactic for Triple G. Yeah. So, yeah. As a trilogy, it has been good. The third fight, this has been the worst out of the 3 fights, I have to say. So you got some like rough stuff going on now. Even Canelo just put that open bit of his glove in Gennady Golovkin's face. It's all getting a bit messy. Yeah. Canelo just being smart. It's just not there anymore. So I will go on to Instagram tomorrow, or eat humble pie, and I got it wrong. I think there was so much faith that I had in Triple G. Yeah, there's a bit of booing going on. In closer, the head's going in, the shoulders going in. He's definitely Triple G's trying to rough him up on the inside. With 24 seconds left of round 12, it's going to been a bit scrappy. Absolutely, there's no way that Triple G's won this fight. Last round, I'm giving Canelo formality. Really, I may have been even a bit generous. A nice little embrace at the end, but yeah, that is Canelo all day, all day on points. Yeah, embracing. That's nice to see, and that's the beauty of boxing. I love that. The respect between these two, because there obviously was a bit of needle. Triple G, true professional as always, and the acknowledgement. I mean, let's have a look at the scorecard. I wouldn't disagree with anybody that said that was a total shutout. I did give 1, 2. I'll give 3 rounds to Golovkin. I'm a Golovkin fan, so I may have been a bit biased there. 1, 2, 3. Three rounds out of that lot. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27. 117. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, you ain't going to get the decision, even if it had been close. We know that, but Yeah. What a shame. What a shame. Anyway, just trying to add this up. It's a bit late to add stuff up in my head. Makes no difference anyway. It's a wide points victory for Canelo Alvarez, and ultimately a disappointing fight. Gennady looks happy enough. I think he's just resigned to the fact that it just wasn't there. Just wasn't there. Puts on his dressing gown, great dressing gown. But yeah, fair play to Canelo Alvarez. Great fighter, absolutely great fighter. I'll give him all the props in the world. Got a little thing there. I think that was from the head. Yeah, let's hope that's the last time that Triple G is in the ring. I think he's done, and I think if he carried on, it would be sad to see. So he's gone out on a big night of boxing in the third fight in the trilogy, and I think this will be. It could easily be a shutout. There's the scorecards. 116, 112 now. 115, 113. What? No. Yeah, I thought that was close as well. To be fair, that was really close. I thought it was much wider than that. I was much wider than that. I didn't see that was 2 or 3 rounds in it. You know, I don't know what goes on with these judges. They're just, you know, sometimes they're just like pro the A side fighter, the favourite, the home fighter. And I would say that Canelo is the home fighter there. And sometimes they give like scores, but those scores there were closer than I thought. Yeah, and I think Gennady Golovkin, he knows as well. Oh, they've put a crown on Canelo's head, and load him up with all of his belts. Yeah, so there you go. They could have bought him a crown that fit. Looks like it's wedged on his head, digging into his ears. King Canelo, I think, is the message from that there. They've crowned him King Canelo. Yeah, I'm going to go. I hope you enjoyed that. Not the fight that I wanted. Whether it went to Canelo or whether it went to Triple G, I wanted it to be a Ward Gatti type fight. I wanted it to be like the first couple of fights. It didn't live up to expectation. It wasn't as good in terms of quality. It wasn't as good in terms of excitement. For me, the scorecards were too close because I think that Canelo won the majority of that. Some people probably scored it as a shutout. I gave 3 rounds to Triple G. I don't think I could have given him much more. But there you go. I'm sad. I have to say. I'm sad because 1, it wasn't the fight that I wanted it to be. But 2, Triple G is old and it's gone and it's done and he needs to just finish. Just interviewing Canelo. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box channel, and I shall speak to you soon.